Starting now, this is your local news leader. News 10 ABC in the morning.
Testimony continues in the murder trial of Luciano Fratellin. Emotional testimony from his estranged wife. Why she was uncomfortable with their daughter making the trip with him to the Adirondacks.
Safe for Kids Act. What new state regulations here in New York will require social media companies to do when it comes to algorithm-driven content and late-night notifications to our kids.
Saratoga Race Course scheduled to return to its traditional 5-day schedule today as Wednesday racing is back for the remainder of the summer meet. Special events that are planned for today. All right, and you might hear that sound that just started coming from our phones. This is from the National Weather Service that automatically started pinging to us. It probably happened for yours as well. Even if you have your phone silent, it is such a severe threat that it pushes right on through.
Threat alert.
Yeah, what does that say, Ryan?
This morning. Dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to drive, travel unless fleeing an area subject to flooding or under evacuation order. Wow, yeah, that's blown up with another one now here too.
And we were just seeing in the Guilderland area by Crossgates Mall, Matt, 2 cars that appeared to be almost fully submerged in the water. Really scary, really dangerous.
Yeah, it is a bad morning out on the roads. Very dangerous out there in many spots, and in the core of the Capital District is probably among the areas that have been hardest hit. I mean, we're talking about spots that are very built up, very urbanized. There's a lot of pavement. A lot of times, those areas can't handle quite as much rain. Also, it's been raining a good chunk of the night. The ground that can absorb that water is already very saturated. Not much more can go in, so it just kind of sits and runs off. That new flash flood warning again up for the core of the Capital District, Albany up through Colony and into south central Saratoga County as well. We're also seeing some heavy rain drift east. All of Greene County is under a flash flood warning and has been for quite some time. But the steadiest stuff has drifted away from the higher spots in the Catskill Mountains and east along the Hudson River. We're also seeing potentially dangerous conditions along the river from Saugerties to Hudson. And I'm especially concerned about this area. Coxsackie across towards Kinderhook, towards Valatia. I've been watching the rainfall totals. They've gone up by 2.5 inches in the space of just an hour. Again, even if the ground can absorb some of that, it can't do it all instantly, all at once. So there are going to be flooded roadways there. And then back up here, that flash flood warning also extends in towards west and southwest portions of Rensselaer County. You're not under a warning in most of Saratoga County. You're not under a warning from Pittstown up into Washington County, but your rain is still very steady out there. If we could take the graphics full, that would be a big help because I just want to zoom around a little bit more. You guys will still see some waterlogged roads. Here's my forecast for the rest of the day. 67 at 9 a.m. Widespread, steady rain throughout the course of this morning. Now, there may end up being a bit of a lull over the interior Catskills and Schoharie County, but later in the afternoon, thunderstorms could pop back up. Thunderstorms could redevelop across the region. So I would say at no point today are we going to be out of the woods. You need to stay weather aware. You need to be extra cautious, extra deliberate about your driving. Never go through those flooded roadways. We'll be tracking it for you all morning, and I will be back in about 10 minutes with our next full forecast update. Juliana?
And as we continue to monitor traffic, here's the view of I-90 at exit 5A. The roads are wet here, but it's not as waterlogged as we're seeing in other areas. Bear with me. I have a number of closures and road concerns to tell you about right now. In Rotterdam, flooding on New York 7, both directions between Robinwood Ave and Cedar Lawn Ave. We also have a crash on the thruway eastbound after exit 24. That happened about 20 minutes ago, so be mindful of that. Also, as we mentioned, in the Guilderland area, severe flooding on Western Avenue, both directions between Schoolhouse Road and Fuller Road. We know that the area near Stuyvesant Plaza and Crossgates Mall can get especially dangerous. That's where we saw the 2 vehicles that were submerged in the water. We'll check in with Bianca Caputo momentarily about that. There is also some flooding as you go further south. We will keep you posted throughout the morning on the conditions, but again, please take extra caution when you head out this morning. Of course, turn around drown, don't drown if you cannot tell how deep that water is. We'll show you the drive times, which I'm not going to say they don't matter today. This does give us an indication of whether the roadways are open on these major portions of the morning commute. But today, the name of the game is not getting to work as quickly as you can. It's about getting to work as safely as you can. So 20 minutes on the Northway, 7 on the Rensselaer County commute, and 6 on the Thruway. Download the News 10 ABC app so you can see the same traffic alerts that I'm seeing here, letting me know where the road closures are in effect. And we are closely following the severe flash flood warnings across the capital region and beyond.
Yeah, Bianca Caputo joins us live once again out by Stuyvesant Plaza. Floods there most of the time. It's brutal this morning. We saw 2 cars submerged in the water out by where you are. Bianca, what can you tell us right now?
Ryan and Juliana, it's not a good situation over here on Access Road near Crossgates Mall. As you mentioned, there are still 2 cars fully submerged in the roadway. I'm actually going to let you take a look here. They're submerged about up to the upper windows there, and as you can see, the water is just creeping up under that depressed roadway underneath the bridge. The Guilderland police, an ambulance was just here that has left, and the Guilderland Fire District are present as well. We're hoping that everyone is safe at this time. We don't have more information on any individuals that may have been in the cars. But as Juliana and Matt have mentioned, if you see water on a roadway, even if there isn't emergency vehicles there, accept the possibility that that roadway may be flooded. Turn around, do not drown. It can be really difficult to tell how deep the water is, especially with the color of roadways, and there could be debris in the road. So please stay safe out there. Reporting live in Guilderland for now, I'm Bianca Caputo, News 10 ABC.
All right, thank you so much, Bianca. To our top story this morning, the murder trial of Luciano Fratellin continues today in Essex County Court.
Father's accused of killing his 9-year-old daughter Melina in Ticonderoga last year while on that trip from Canada. Now, yesterday, jurors heard emotional testimony from the little girl's mother.
Callie Galanis testified about her 10-year relationship with Fratellin and said she changed plans for Melina's 2025 trip after becoming uncomfortable with comments she said he made to their daughter.
She told jurors that she had become concerned when they were late returning home, adding that she called and texted Fratellin several times. She asked to speak to Melina, but Fratellin told her that she was asleep.
She later testified that Montreal police came to her home and explained that something was wrong. She reportedly stayed with authorities throughout the next day until Melina's body was found, explaining how she was, quote, in a state of shock.
And jurors also heard from the Essex County coroner, the forensic pathologist who performed Melina's autopsy, and the forest ranger who led the search for Melina. Prosecutors played hours of video as well from Frattellin's state police interview, and they introduced photographs and autopsy evidence.
The medical examiner testified Melina died from drowning and ruled her death a homicide. Fratellin has pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder and concealment of a human corpse. A hiker is recovering from a leg injury after being rescued from a Catskills trail Monday afternoon. Now, as heavy rain moves into the region, we're already seeing it. Crews are warning hikers about how dangerous those trail conditions can get and reminding people to be prepared before heading outdoors. The 32-year-old hiker was on the Laurel House Trail when he lost his footing and hurt his ankle. The Centerville Fire Department says the hiker was in significant pain but is now doing okay. The local fire chief says a common reason crews are called out for rescues is that hikers are not wearing the proper footwear. And with the heavy rain, those rescues can become even more difficult.
Our equipment becomes, wet, hard to handle. Still works. It's just not the easiest thing to do. The challenges of rising water that's moving swiftly, all becomes issues. The trails become slick. They get slimy with the mud. Footing for us becomes a problem.
He adds he's urging hikers to think twice about hitting the trails until the weather improves.
New York officials finalizing regulations for the Safe Kids Act, which prohibits tech companies from providing algorithm-driven content and late-night notifications to minors without parental consent. Companies must implement certified age assurance technology by January of 2027 or face fines of $5,000 per violation. One mom who represents the company Common Sense Media talking about the effects of social media doom scrolling on her own family. Listen.
She went through several years, what I would describe as sort of a depressive state. She experienced body dysmorphia, which you referenced, and she oftentimes questioned her value and worth as a human being. There were times when she would say to me, "Is this what life is?"
Now, the new rules aim to protect our kids' mental health and ensure they're getting adequate sleep by limiting addictive digital features.
A new program aimed at growing the healthcare workforce is launching in Fulton County. Today, Fulton Center in Gloversville will celebrate its new certified nursing assistant training program with a ribbon-cutting ceremony. The fully sponsored paid program provides hands-on training in a simulated healthcare classroom, giving participants the skills they need to begin careers in skilled nursing. Administrators and program participants will speak about the initiative and its goal of preparing the next generation of caregivers. If you're brave enough to head to Saratoga Racecourse today, Wednesday racing is back for the 2026 summer meet as the track returns to its traditional 5-day schedule.
It's going to be sloppy if they run. The day features the $150,000 Curlin presented by Casamigos. They're also planning on a second annual Wish Wednesday, giving Make-A-Wish families a special day at the track and a surprise wish reveal for one local child.
Fans 21 and up can also enjoy complimentary cocktail samples from noon to 4. The Wednesday through Sunday schedule continues through the summer meet, ending on Labor Day, September 7th.
And speaking of the track, quick look at the jockey leaderboard to date. Flavien Prat still on top with 27 wins, followed by Jose Ortiz with 24. Okay, we are keeping a close eye on the weather conditions right now. Here's a live look from the mobile storm tracker making its way along Route 4 in North Greenbush. Meteorologist Kevin Appleby and Matt Mackey will bring you the latest storm tracker forecast coming up in just a few minutes. We'll also be checking in once again with our Bianca Caputo, who's live in Guilderland out by Stuyvesant Plaza, where there's some nasty flooding happening there right now.
Folks, I wanted to go ahead and give you a live look at Germantown. This is along the Hudson River. Normally, we get a great view looking off into the distance. Not the case this morning. There is heavy torrential rain and in some cases, some life-threatening flash flooding. We want to go ahead and talk about these totals because they have just shot up tremendously. In the space of like an hour and a half, Schodack, down towards the border of Rensselaer and Columbia counties, 2.5 inches has fallen over that short period of time. Kinderhook has seen a tremendous amount of rain. Schodack currently sits at 7 1/3. Kinderhook about 6 1/2. These are storm total measurements. Tannersville has got over 6 inches, but it's beginning to slow down a bit there. Voorheesville has got just under 5 1/2, and Rensselaerville has got about 5 1/10. I want to show you the radar. This is a loop of the past 4 hours, and you see all those flashing red boxes popping up. Those are flash flood warnings, and that includes the vast majority of the Capital District, all of Greene County, a good chunk of the Mid-Hudson Valley. Conditions are going to be very dangerous out there. Even if the rain starts to ease up, which it is in western Greene County, you've still got a lot of rain that's already fallen, and all that water's got to work its way through the rivers, creeks, and streams. So even if the roads look a little better in those spots where it's lighter, the waterways are still going to be absolutely raging this morning. The heaviest rain is now right along the Hudson, from Saugerties to Hudson, up through Albany, Troy, Brunswick, Volusia. We've got this warning up for northern Columbia County and southwestern Rensselaer County. That's probably where the heaviest rain is actively going on. I want to focus on this central box right here. You see Troy, Albany, down towards Ravenna. The Weather Service just upgraded this warning. They've put out some very, very strong wording. Again, life-threatening flash flooding ongoing in some spots. We have seen cars gotten stuck. We have seen crews up past their waist, water up past their waist, having to take care of those folks who have gotten stuck. It's a very potentially dangerous situation. And if you can avoid travel this morning in those highlighted areas, at least for the next couple of hours, that's advisable. If you must travel, give yourself lots of extra time. You want to turn around, seek alternate routes if you do encounter flooded roadways. Steadiest stuff is north and east in the early afternoon, but then we could all see redeveloping thunderstorms in the late afternoon. So even if you do get into a bit of a lull, I would say at no point today are we out of the woods. The vast majority of our area, save for the Adirondacks and the western Mohawk Valley, under a flood watch through this evening. Take it seriously. We've already seen folks get into some very sticky, dicey, dangerous situations out there on the roads. 73, heavy rain, chance thunder today. Few showers tomorrow, much more intermittent, though there could be pockets of heavier rain. Friday, Saturday look better. A little unsettled Sunday, Monday. Tuesday looks nice. Let's check in with my colleague, meteorologist Kevin Appleby. He joins us live with the mobile storm tracker. Kevin, I've been seeing your shots. Torrential rain, and I believe you're on Route 4, right?
Yeah, that's right, Matt. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Route 4 approaching Troy. We just passed Hudson Valley Community College here. And the rain, of course, torrential. You've been hearing about it all morning. You've been hearing from Bianca Caputo as well, who's been describing about the folks kind of dealing with the floodwaters. Flash flooding ongoing across a good chunk of the Capital District this morning. I know when I was driving in on I-90, it seemed like whenever I was in the right lane, the right side of my car just wanted to kind of take a mind of its own and hydroplane a little bit. So this is a morning to take it slow, give yourself a lot of extra time and space between you and surrounding drivers, and just play it safe out there. And remember, of course, we're going to say it. We're going to say it as long as it's relevant. Turn around, don't drown, because you never know what's really under the water that you might be kind of approaching on the area roadways. So we're going to be following along the heavy rainfall this morning. Maybe see some instances of flooding throughout Rensselaer County, maybe surrounding spots based on wherever the heavy rain is. But for now, reporting live on the appears to be the Troy Manans Bridge. Meteorologist Kevin Appleby, News 10 ABC.
Confirmed. That is the Troy Manans Bridge. Thank you so much, Kevin. And we continue to check in with News 10's Bianca Caputo. She is live in an area where things have been looking really dangerous.
Out in Guilderland, right by Stuyvesant Plaza, saw a couple cars submerged in the water there, Bianca.
Good morning, Ryan and Juliana. Yeah, we've been following this for a little while now. We're on Access Road near Crossgates Mall, and I'll actually let you take a look here. As we've mentioned, there are 2 cars in the roadway right now. I actually just spoke to a Guilderland police officer who told me that all individuals in these cars have been safely removed. So just cars in the roadway at this point. Everyone's safe. We have seen some emergency vehicles leave, but obviously this roadway is still closed. As a reminder, if you see any flooded roadway, even if there aren't emergency vehicles yet, you should turn around. Don't drown. Don't try to go further into that water. It's difficult to tell how deep waters are when they're over a roadway, and there could be debris in the water. I just heard a man a little bit ago speaking to an officer who said he was running late to work. If you are going to Crossgates Mall, just really use some added caution. Reporting live in Guilderland for now, I'm Bianca Caputo, News 10 ABC.
All right, turning our attention to the spa now. Mechanicville native Chad Brown still on top of the trainer leaderboard there at the summer meet. He's got 11 wins, followed by Brad Cox with 10. Coming up on 6:51, which means it's time for that Pledge of Allegiance this morning.
Today we hear from Layla from Hudson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Your daily Pledge of Allegiance, sponsored by TrustCo Bank, your hometown bank, celebrating America's 250th anniversary.